Hey guys, it's B Scat. I know it's been a minute. This is a event review. I haven't done one in like 2 years. I'm here with B-Man.
What up?
A little camera shy, but we're all good. So
No,
here's
it's just not, I just don't like
he's
it.
just not feeling like it. So here's how this is gonna work. So tonight we we also went to Fear Farm. That video is on his channel. You guys can go and watch that.
Bmans The Champ.
Yeah. I'll probably post a link down below. And this is my review of ScreamPark at Bingemans, which we've done before. I've done 4 times now. You've done once with me.
Yeah, so this is twice for me.
Yeah. And also, this was my first ever haunted attraction that I did to overcome my fear. I did it with Troublemaker. Shout out to Troublemaker. But yeah. So we also did it with KJ and his nephew Jackson.
Yeah.
Who's a super cool kid. I know he does YouTube as well. I'm gonna post his link down below, and you guys can go and sub to him. But yeah, so let's get into the review. Sorry, it's been a while, so I'm trying to get back on track. So it's one big long thing, and then in the middle, I guess you'd call it the middle, they have a bar that had no, according to B-Man here.
Oh no. See, they didn't have any drinks that I wanted.
Right.
They had water, they had booze, they had that stuff, right? But I was asking, they had a Pepsi. They said they only had diet or zero. So I'm like, okay, so can I get a slushie? And like, oh, we just refilled the machine, so it's gonna be a while. I'm like, Jesus Christ, of course.
It was the end of the night.
Close, yeah.
We got to the halfway point. What, 11 o'clock, and they end at midnight.
Well, call it the halfway point. It's kind of disingenuous. I would call it like the 7/8 point.
Yeah.
Because the first leading up to the bar was like half an hour, 45 minutes, and the last one was like maybe 5-6 minutes.
Yeah. One thing I highly recommend is to buy your tickets in advance, because we got there late because my bright idea was, if we have time after Fear Farm, let's go to Bingemans because they're right. I mean, like, they're about 20 minutes away from each other. So we did that. So we got there. We lined up for the 10 o'clock spot. And we were in line for what, B-Man, an hour and a half?
No, it wasn't that long. We were in that line maybe like 50 minutes.
50 minutes, so about an hour. Tickets were $54 each, so it's a little bit pricey. But
honestly, I think it's the longest ScreamPark maze you'll do.
Yes, and it's very good. There is no fast lane, there's nothing like that, so you have to line up with everybody else. Yeah. So the first part of the maze, you go into these tractor trailers, and if you have claustrophobia, don't do it. Or if you're a big boy or girl, you're ducking, you're fucking kneeling. I totally forgot about that too, and also B-Man did too. I totally forgot about it. And then KJ, who has never done the maze, halfway through was like, Brandon, I fucking hate you. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't remember. I did not remember. It's been 2 years since we did it, or some shit like that. Yeah, so that's the first part, like with the pickup trucks. Also, I don't want to spoil it, but I do want to talk about it. Like, they have those floors that move, and there's one room which have like the strobe lights, which B-Man here cannot stand. He has a passion against them.
I just, it's so disorienting.
They are.
That's why I hate that. Like, I'm not epileptic, I'm just saying.
Neither of us are, but it still sucks. And then they also have that giant room, like, with the blow up thing, and you have to go through. I fucking hate that.
Oh, the cushion thing.
The cushion thing, I don't know what it's called. Actually, it sounds a lot like Nightmares. And I don't know if you'd agree with that, because I've heard that Nightmares is a lot like that. You have to duck and do shit like that. But yeah, it was actually pretty cool. There were a few scare actors, but they didn't really need actors because of all the animatronics and all the bending you had to do. Second part, you went through like a swamp, and then you went through a church, which was really cool. Again, like, there were some spots with some tight spaces. Not as tight as in the pickup, I mean, like, as in the tractor trailers, but it was tight. And then, yeah, you stopped at the the whatever point he fucking called it. Like, I call it the halfway point. And then you go into the slaughter shed, which they've had for years, and it's basically a lot of actually the animatronics. There was one scare actor.
She actually got me.
But they don't really need scare actors in there because of actually the animatronics. But it's very noisy. Mm-hmm. So if you have sensory overload, like I somewhat have, it kind of drives you nuts. But hey, you know what? Like, you man up and you deal with it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then at the end, when you come out, again, I'm sorry to spoil it, but like, I kind of want to talk about it. There's that guy with the chainsaw. But
there's a couple of them in the whole maze.
Yeah, and I don't really want to spoil too much more. But you know what? Like, we've done it before, and like we've done it again. All in all, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. How about you?
Well, I like the fact that, like I said, it was really long. Like, it was. I'd say we got through in about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Which was actually pretty good, because most mazes you see you're in and out maybe 5-10 minutes, depending on if you're stuck behind people or not. And we we weren't necessarily stuck behind anybody, but there were a couple of people stuck behind us, which I had to probably suck for them, but they still got scared a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say it was worth $50, but it was good for what it was. Like, they give you like I said, for $50, 45 minutes, that's not too bad. So I'd give it probably about, because I didn't get scared all that much. Like, I got one time, I give it about maybe a 6.5.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Do you have anything to add, B-Man?
No, don't come on a Saturday unless you want to wait for like an hour in line.
Yeah, it was very busy, but it was, again, my bright idea.
No, it's cool, man. I didn't mind. Also, too, they have, this is what I like, they have these timed tickets where they split the lines, and then they do one line, they buy the tickets, and then they let the next line go in, and then they repeat the process throughout the night. And they're done selling tickets at like 10:45 because they close by midnight, and they want to get everybody in. So 10:45 is the last set of tickets you can buy, and then you go in, you wait in line, and you go and do all that stuff.
Exactly. And I do believe when you go online, like, you can get a time ticket, so that's pretty cool too.
And I like how fast the lines were. Like, they were only letting groups in at a time, but it was still like, what's the word I'm looking for? It was still spaced out pretty well, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I mean, they let us in like maybe, I don't know, 5 seconds after KJ and his nephew, but
yeah, I know. So much for spacing people out, right?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, guys.
They wanted to get the rest of people through, I guess, because it was getting kind of late.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
No.
I am gonna add this. Next Friday, me and B-Man are gonna see Terrifier 3. Hopefully.
Well, I mean, you don't know if it's playing on a Friday. You said yourself you were looking, you didn't see anything.
It was playing at Imagine. We'll go to Imagine. If it's not Cineplex, or if not, we'll go to Landmark.
Okay, whatever.
Because I did watch the first two Terrifier movies, as I posted on the Brandon and on Brady production page, which is now back up in operation. So yeah, next Friday, along with our regular ride along, we're gonna be doing a Terrifier review of the whole series so far, because we've got a lot to say. Like, we were even talking like a little bit about it on the way here. Another movie series that B-Man actually likes, surprise enough.
Well, I mean, KJ was telling me it was really gory. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll check it out. I did see part of the first one time. My friend's brother was watching it when I was at his place. Yeah. But, and I definitely haven't seen the second one. Second one's a mind fuck, but we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. We got to save it for next week. All right, guys. It's been a long night. It's time to go home.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Peace.
Peace out.